based on the account creation date. It allows them to see how many machines are no longer in use based on the last logon date, etc. And so it's actually a very good method of keeping track of what's being added and removed from your network. Okay, we'll now take another quick look at some of the other bits, and then we'll move into question time. So under organisational unit reports, we can take a look at the OUs within Active Directory. So again, we'll take a look at the basic list. All this actually shows us is what organisation units have been created and the path within Active Directory. Again, it can be useful if you're either producing a report or if you want to back this information up for disaster recovery scenarios. You can also go in, perform a custom report again, and you've got the ability to go through schema objects, etc. So before we move to question time, we'll just go back and take a look at a few of the other features quickly that you can access through here. For example, if we perform a basic computer account report, allow that to run. Again, we go into Active Directory functions. Now you'll note when we looked at the user Active Directory functions, we had more options. This is because the menu will customize itself to the type of account that we're actually looking at. In the case of computer accounts, you've got the ability simply to move accounts or to delete them. You can also directly access the majority of the remote management tools. So for instance, I mentioned that you may want to perform a ping test to find out if machines are live. You can quite easily do that here simply by selecting a machine, doing a ping. You can do your software deployments, etc. This allows you to manage directly from Active Directory without needing to go through the collection structure in RDMC if that's what you want to do. And of course, similarly, you can access all of the functions simply by taking the copy it to, we can take the results and send them to a collection. So if you've actually generated a custom report and you want the information stored in a device collection, simply copy to collection, specify the name or type the name of a new collection, and those machines will be added into a collection which is now manageable.
So this enables you to remotely manage your inventory, just one machine. Is that what you're
That's correct. Well, it allows you to view your machines as they're stored in Active Directory as opposed to the way that you've organised them within RDMC. Within the RDMC collections, you can effectively set up your own customised view of the network by moving machines into groups, but at the same time, you quite often will want to go back and just look at your original Active Directory structure. There is no need to actually replicate that structure within your collections in RDMC because you can access it directly from within the console at all times. Okay, close that one. And go back again, we'll take another quick look at user account reports. I'll show you some of the other things that you can do to the user accounts once you've enumerated them. So we'll generate that. Oops, forgot to select a advanced user account report, entire Active Directory. Okay, so again, we'll produce our list of machines. So it'll take a while to, list of user accounts, take a while to enumerate. Okay, we're done. So again, Active Directory functions. For example, if we wanted to change, let's say, update the account profile, specify in here, we can specify where on the server should the user profile be stored, what logon script do they use, home directory, etc. Again, this is something which, by using the Microsoft tools, can be very, very hard to achieve for a lot of users. You would need to go through on each individual user, right-click, properties, enter the information, save it, go down, pick the next one, do it again. You can do it by writing complicated scripts within VBScript or that sort of thing, but that really is a pain. I mean, even if you're very familiar with how to do it, it's still a pain. So obviously it's much easier to be able to simply grab a bunch of accounts, tick them, make your change, and perform it immediately. Okay, that probably should give you a fairly good idea of the sorts of things that you can do within Active Directory via RDMC. So I will now open up the microphones for everyone, and if you've got any questions, please let me know and we'll take a look in more depth. Okay, everybody should be open.
I can hear some beautiful sounds of nature and birds in the background by the sound of it.
Tweet, tweet.
Bark, bark. You're a noisy mob.
That was very handy, Jeff. Thank you. I've got a fair bit on this afternoon, so I'm going to have to go.
Okay, no worries. If you do have any questions later, please let me know.
No worries. Cheers.
Any questions regarding anything we've looked at or anything that we haven't looked at? fairly close.
Yeah. Hi, Jeff.
Yeah. Mark, hi.
Hi. Oh, you can tell that.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just looking at. So we can actually control Active Directory from this tool.
Mm-hmm.
So we make changes from here, which will replicate back into Active Directory.
That's correct. Yep.
I was just looking at the thing that whenever we create new users on our system, it's quite a rigmarole of lots and lots of steps.
Right.
Is there a way we can create new users through this console, or?
Yeah, absolutely. You can create users quite easily. The process is very, very similar to the way you would perform it using the Microsoft tools. You would basically go in here, simply right-click on the OU in particular, so create user, enter your details, so from here you can specify the names, etc., account profile, information, group membership, so everything is accessible. One of the reasons that this is particularly handy is because, again, in some of the Microsoft tools, you actually have to go into several different windows in order to set these various things up. Within RDMC, you get access to them from within a single command. As within normal Active Directory tools, the quickest way to create users is actually to use a previous user as a template. So copy an existing user and then simply modify it with the changes that you need.
Someone's laughing. With our file structure that we have at St Mary's, we have to because it was modified to make Windows 98 machines compliant to it.
Okay.
So it's a real mess at present. So we actually have to go and create a user folder, then a home folder inside that, and then we have to map Active Directory to it.
Okay.
And then it's probably on our server at present. It's probably not worth trying to create users like that. We have to wait. We have to wait till the boys come up and rebuild our server, I guess.
Well, I mean, in the meantime, there's a number of ways that we could use to get around that. I mean, the only thing that you really can't do from an installation of the tool is creating the folders. If you've got to manually create those, that's a file system issue.
Yeah.
However, it would be that one. It wouldn't be a huge task to create a script which creates the folders, etc. And then you could use a portion to perform it. So a lot of that could be done just through creating a Visual Basic script to perform the remainder of the functions. But if that's please feel free to sort of talk to me and we can try and organise that.
Oh, I think we'll probably wait till we rebuild the server to 2008, and then we'll basically streamline it.
That will make some things much easier. Admittedly, it's going to make some things much more complicated, but for the most part, it makes things easier. 2008 has its quirks like the others, but overall, I think given what you've told me about how it's set up at the moment, it should be a lot easier that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
So, any other questions on Active Directory? Okay. Well, I guess we can pretty much wrap it up there. Again, as always, if you've got any questions about anything that's been covered here, please feel free to call me, email me, just send a message to tech support or call us up, and can go over specific issues with you and do them. There's information in the RDMC documentation, which covers a lot of this. Always, of course, check the documentation if you want a lot of in-depth information, or contact us, and we'll see you on the next webinar. Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks.